Hey, what's up, guys? John here. I love real estate. I love real estate investing. It's a great way to build wealth, store wealth, and really to protect yourself, provide for your family if you buy the right asset and you hold it long term. You pass it down from generation to generation. That's what many American families and families all over the world have done to store and secure wealth. But now everything's changing in the real estate market. We're leaving this pretty crazy seller's market where homes are appreciating 15, 20%, 30% in a single year. Some markets even more than that. Rentals are through the roof. Everything is pretty crazy, but now interest rates are starting to rise. People are starting to get a little bit more scared. Stocks are pulling back, crypto's pulling back. That euphoria in the market is slowly coming out of it. And I think we're going to be entering a pretty great buyer's market. I think it's just going to get better and better and better for buyers. So if you have a home and maybe you're on the fence of selling it, should you sell it now or in a year or 2 years? I think you're probably going to get more money today than you will in a year or 2 years. That's my belief. Here's what's going on. Before I begin, please hit the like button. When you hit the like button, YouTube's going to share this content to educate more people. Subscribe for more content on real estate and the economy, things you're not going to get anywhere else. So take a look at this. Housing market signs shifting from a seller's market to a buyer's market. Almost a quarter of home sales had to drop their property's listing price in May, 25%, roughly 25%, signaling a run-up in mortgage rates has softened demand for real estate, according to Redfin. Now, what is very interesting as well is we missed the inflation numbers, right? So what I think is going to happen is we're going to continue seeing rates jump over the coming few months. And in great markets, a really easy way to look at this, when interest rates are low, it's a great time to sell a property because buyers can afford more debt. So you as a seller can make more money. Same whether you're selling a single family home or a multifamily property, cash flowing asset, it's way better to sell when interest rates are low. When interest rates rise, the cost to borrow money increases and generally affordability will impact your ability to get a great price for your property, right? And now we're starting to see this. About 21% of homeowners lowered their asking price, the second highest share in records dated back about 7 years ago. Redfin said on Thursday, it's a sign that real estate is shifting from a seller's market to a buyer's market, meaning sellers are losing some power. Sellers are losing control of the housing market as homes that are overpriced or less desirable are increasingly having price reductions and taking longer to sell. Yeah, I mean, the market that I'm in right now in Florida, we've seen properties, because I was looking for homes for purchase just a few months ago. I ended up purchasing something else, but I was looking at, what they sold for a couple of years ago compared to what they're asking now. And it seems like out of 15 houses I look at, the last, 10 or 12 of them sold within 5 years, and they sold for, half or 40% of what they're now trying to ask, right? We're seeing huge ask from sellers, and they're getting it 9 times out of 10, or at least they were, but that's now changing. So the sellers are losing control of the housing market as homes that are overpriced and are less desirable are increasingly having price reductions and taking longer to sell. This is from the deputy chief economist. Although demand is easing, some home buyers may jump back into the market when home price growth loses steam and interest rates continue to stabilize. Now, I was a real estate agent in Beverly Hills for over a decade, and one thing I realized is it's interesting when the markets are down, when markets are, there's more fear. I started in 2008. There's a lot of people, 9 times out of 10, that they won't pull the trigger. And they won't buy when the market's down because their whole logic is, everyone's telling them it's a bad idea, it's a bad investment to buy real estate, so they won't buy real estate. They'll wait until the market booms. Then 2014, 2015, up until today, everyone wanted to buy because everyone around them was telling them it was a good time to buy. But when the market starts cooling down, I think the buyers are going to be looking to the left, looking to the right, saying, you know what, no one else is buying. People are afraid. They think things are going to get worse. And so it's going to be like this bias that buyers have towards pulling the trigger on a purchase. So I think we're going to start to see more people that are going to step away from purchasing property as we start stepping into more uncertainty, which I also believe is going to lead a huge opportunity for corporations, private equity firms, and large blocks of cash to just move into to buying entire neighborhoods, buying large tracts of properties, and just paying all cash and getting great deals, right? Smart money buys when the 99% are not buying, when they're afraid, right? And just like the old saying, it's like people that think for themselves and they make their own decisions without looking to the left or the right, they're investing based on core logic and fundamentals, do so much better than those that are taking advice from mainstream media saying, we got to buy this stock, we got to buy real estate now because everyone else is buying it. When we have fear in the market, you're going to start to see the real smart money run out there and start acquiring. Its weakness in both purchase and refinance applications pushed the market index down to its lowest level in 22 years. The 30-year fixed rate increased to 5.4%. They always say 5.4%, but if you look at the traditional American credit score right now, it's 698. That's average, the median credit score. So you're only getting that 5.4% if you're 740 and above. So most people won't qualify for that 5.4. You're probably going to be, if you're 690, 698 in that range, probably going to be somewhere around 5.8 to 6.2%. That is a massive jump compared to just probably 2 months ago, you're maybe 15, 20% less than that. But 8 months ago, you were 2.85% on a 30-year fix. You would get a 3% if you had a 680, 695 credit score, right? It's a huge jump. It's 50% less, or 50% more you're paying now than what you would have paid back then, right? So a lot of people are getting priced out. While rates are still lower than they were 4 weeks ago, they remain high enough and still suppress refi activity. Only government refinances saw a slight increase last week, said Joel Kahn, MBA's Associate Vice President of Economics and Industry Forecasting. The purchase market has suffered from persistently low housing inventory and the jump in mortgage rates over the past months. These worsening affordability challenges have also been particularly hard on prospective first-time buyers. Now, I also think we're going to start to see a situation happen very soon where people are going to start to really get scared that they missed their opportunity to sell their property. So we're going to probably have a period in which a lot of people start listing their properties on the market, and then buyers are going to have more options. They're going to say, you know what, there's a lot of homes available on this street. I can buy a lot for $400,000 or $500,000 in my specific market potentially. And, with that, I'm going to see where I can get the best deal, right? So the attitude is going to shift from I have to get this house right now to what's the best deal for me, right? And I think what we're going to see is we're going to see home buyers say, you know what, I'm not going to go buy that brand new house flip. Instead, I'm going to buy this house. It's the same, but I can save $30K. I can save $50K. I can paint it over time. I can do the work over time. People are going to start reducing their lifestyle and their demands in the market, simply looking more at value. I think we're going to see a lot of really big shifts happen to this real estate market. And I think that this uncertainty has only just begun. Because if we look at what's happening in stocks, just from January of this year to today, it's a slow erosion of wealth, right? Slow erosion of wealth consistently. Every single month, it's just getting worse and worse and worse. To me, if we look at the stock market, we look at interest rates, we're seeing an erosion of this this great opportunity to sell, right? And this is going to be the moment where you want to have just great credit. Ideally 740 and above. Like, you want to have access to the best loans. And you want to have good savings. You want to have very low debt to income ratios, because what we're also seeing too, over just the last 6 months, the debt to income ratio was at about 26%, meaning, if you're making $10,000, your housing costs are about $2,600 a month. Now it's 31%, but gas prices are rising, home insurance prices are rising, property taxes are rising, everything's going up, and all this is going to do is, make the lender realize, like, okay, maybe this person can't qualify for this amount. Maybe we need to reduce what they can qualify for, right? People are not going to be able to afford the same property that they were getting, 6 months ago. So I think we are going to see a massive change in the real estate market, and I think that this is probably going to be a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to invest, but only for the people that really, really understand what's happening, what they really want, and really understand what they should be doing right now, which is focusing on credit, focusing on income, reducing debts. If you do have revolving consumer debts that are on adjustable rates, you want to get those into a fixed rate loan. You want to have fixed rate debt as we step into an inflationary environment with increasing interest rates. You do not want to have, rates that are going to continue to skyrocket. This happened to me one time. This was about, a few years ago. I had a home equity line of credit on a property, and there's a term on the home equity line of credit where it was about 2.9%. And so it was fine. I was making all the payments, 2.9%. And then at a certain date, it went to 7.5%. And so I paid it off about 2 months after that. But what was interesting is it went from like a very, the payment was very minimal. And then it went basically 3x. Like the payment just skyrocketed. And I was able to, fortunately just leave it. But a lot of people that, have never been through this, they don't understand just how volatile the revolving debt can be that's unadjustable. So make sure that you're responsible with those loans and you can do everything you could possibly do to get the best long-term rate right now. Huge opportunities coming for smart and savvy investors. If you need help with your credit, if you want to make money on YouTube, get on the YouTube grind with me. Or if you want to invest in real estate when the market crashes, cashnow.video. Subscribe. You'll subscribe to my second YouTube channel. It's going to be an interactive show and a podcast coming this week. I'm really looking forward to it. People are going to be able to call in, talk to me about real estate and the economy. And follow me on Instagram. My handles are at the top in the banner, and I'll catch you guys next video.